1988 will see the completion of the Newcastle Conservatorium's magnificent new performance complex. Amongst the projects inside the complex is the building, which is going on at present, of a concert organ built by Knud Smenge in Melbourne and presently being put up on stage. This short documentary film is an attempt to chart the progress of the building of that fine instrument. That's the view of the organ from the back of the hall, near the recording studio. Of course, at this stage, work on the project has only been in hand for 3 or 4 days. We'll make our way now down to one of the side galleries and then down to the organ gallery itself. One of the consultants for the Newcastle organ was the distinguished Australian organist and musician Norman Johnston. He paid a visit to the Conservatorium today and I asked him his impressions of the project so far.
Isn't it exciting that this project has finally come to fruition? Already there is this beautiful organ case at the end of the hall, which will provide a perfect focal point. The music, of course, will be as beautiful as the casework, and the whole project is a great achievement for the Conservatorium in Newcastle.
Each day there's a new stage in the development. This morning, for example, only one day further on, the stops and keyboards are being fitted. As you can see, quite a lot has happened in the last few days. The facade pipes are now in place, some of the action is there, and even some of the panelling. Over the next few days we'll see more changes still.
Stop action here goes inside the organ, transfers upwards to the left side pedals, and then across and over to the right side pedals. The Swell rollerboard, which transfers the action from the middle where the keyboards are horizontally out to where the pipes are at the back of the organ. The Swell rollerboard, which transfers the action from the middle where the keyboards are horizontally out to where the pipes are at the back of the organ. Swell action being transferred from the front to the back. There's 2 valves for every note for the swell.
Knud Smenge has arrived from Melbourne, and for the last day he's been doing preliminary voicing work on the great principle, which you see on the facade of the organ. Here's the sound of the principle, as yet untuned.
the swell without any reeds or mixture stop, just looking at one side, and we'll pan across to the other side just to give the idea of the two halves. Right. So this is the swell gamba stop, large string stop. Then the Dept or Bordoon stopped flute pipe. Next stop is a Voix Celeste, another thin string, beats out of tune with the gamba. Then in behind here is the principal or octave 4-foot down here. Then the next stop is a flute 4-foot, which becomes a harmonic or double length flute 4-foot, or a transverse flute or concert flute, to continue up to the treble. The next stop is 2 ranks, sesquialter. This is the 4-foot stop, just to go back, and this is the 8-foot stop. Now from the 4-foot stop we drop down to 2 2/3 foot stop, and the 1 3/5 foot stop. They go together in 2 ranks on the 1 slider called sesquialtera. Then the 2-foot stop, octave 2-foot, the principal rank here. And later on we'll have a 5-rank mixture, which we can see the holes for in the rack board, which will take this space. And then later on we'll have the later on we'll have the 16-foot reed, fagot or bassoon, the 8-foot trumpet, and the 8-foot oboe. Inside the grate we can see about half the pipes. In the front, in the facade, the principal 8-foot, and over, if you pan right behind the copper pipes and up, it's the facade, which we've seen before from the front. Now immediately behind the facade is the 8-foot Spitz flute, conical inverted pipe. Comes down here into the trebles. The pipes behind are just simply placed as is the facade in an arrangement of varying bass and treble pipes. Here are the largest pipes of the Spitz flute. We might have another look at them later. The Spitz fluter will just come up a little and stop and look again. These in the front, see them. So that's the mixture ranks at the bottom. Behind that is the 4-foot flute and the 4-foot octave, and then we go up again to see the flute, and then up the middle is the Spitz flute, the 8-foot flute. Well, that's the bottom of a reed stop. It's like a clarinet mouthpiece. This is enclosed in the wind supply, and up here there fits a resonator 8 foot long to make a low trumpet sound. And this reed, like a clarinet reed here, vibrates in the wind. It's tuned with this wire which alters the length of the reed. And at the moment, without any resonator, just sound like a trumpet player blowing in his mouthpiece without the trumpet connected. A low note.
The main auditorium organ too has now been completed, and so, as I've said, we've had this rather strange and interesting saga of an institution with a new hall, new premises, also being equipped with not one but 2 new instruments, both being built and finished at exactly the same time. The inaugural concert on the large instrument here will take place in three weeks' time from now, and we leave this little video introduction with a short prelude by Vincent Bubeck.